that you buy a girl dinner before you peg her? I hate that I just said that.
Don't you know that? So I don't enjoy being prey, but I enjoy being exposed to predators.
Yeah. Stepford. Being first dislikes being second. Listen, coming second is not usually my preference. Actually, no, that's a lie. I prefer to... Wait. Guys, don't fucking clip that. Do not clip that. Too far. Go on.
There's such a delay on the strip. Wow. 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 Give me 3 minutes.
I don't know why, it was still hot. He grabs you by the collar and says, "It's not your time yet."
Yes, it fucking is.
Salt?
Swap them! Swap them!
You care for this one.
Take the book. Leave her alone. Walk away.
If you have anything to say, now's the time.
Celia, I'm out of moves here. What do I do?
You need to run.
She'll slit your throat.
But I think then having kind of been stepped through what you can only assume is Tybella's memory of her life, probably has a moment of thankfulness that he was able to have that shared with him in whatever way that was able to happen. Snapping out of that and assuming that she is gone, still weeping, will just whisper in her ear, I'm so sorry. I'm out of moves. But never for a moment think that you need to dance around information with me.
I'm not dancing.
If there is a danger to you, there is a danger to me. And potentially vice versa at this point.
Okay. I get it. She circles behind you, and in your left ear, you hear her say, "I'm sorry, Valenda, but I'm out of moves." And she walks away. Back towards her tent.
Oh, fuck off.
The problem is that I'm a chronic overthinker. So, like...
Oh, that's the problem, is it?
Yeah.
Woo!
I'm just gonna overthink about what Prometheus just said for so long.
Oh no!
Emily! Oh my god!
His meets beats in the favor of the person striking. And because he's striking at you, he will beat your meat, if that makes sense. Fuck.
Yeah.
So
Don't
kind of.
Can you say that again? I didn't catch it.
Just run it back.
Yeah, roll it back, roll it back. What was that?
I missed it.
As Eden pulls away from you, what are you doing in this moment?
Well, that was unexpected. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
But I need you to be completely aware. We are in truly so much danger right now. We need to get out of here.
Yeah, I know.
Cool. You'll do that?
Yeah.
If anybody ever said thank you to me...
Oh, we all get our
Wait,
own
is your guardian
individual-
Harry Styles?
Hey, yes, it is!
Wow, oh my god.
Is it actually?
Do you know how long I've been waiting for someone to notice?
I don't think we've seen
All this creation! Oh my god, I just sat. Like, that's how excited I just got.
Wow.
Wow!
Oh.
Wow!
Fucking hell. Well done.
Who doesn't want to watch Slayla Twift, and Sari Tiles hanging out. Like,
She's gone. I can sense it.
Yeah.
That has
Yeah.
destroyed Salt completely.
Wow.
So it is a fuck. My daughter really wants to get into jewel crafting, and do you have anything just a little bit smaller than this one? Just your first jewelry kit, that sort of thing. It's a birthday, and you know the Queen passing. She's heartbroken, just devastated.
That's a real nice story. Happy birthday. I could probably like throw in, I don't know, if she likes yo-yos, I could probably give her one of those. But I don't have like a your first jewelry kit.
Can I see his ankles? Because I'm gonna bite them.
Is that your fucking cat?
It is.
Cat?
It is. She said I'm working with a cat. Daughter, you know, my wife left me. It's hard. It's a hard time. Anyway,
Wow, that sounds real tough.
Nobody's
Maybe,
taking this shopping trip serious.
you know what?
look.
If I could help you out, I would. But you know what? You know, I have a daughter. It's her birthday today as well.
Happy birthday.
My wife also, you know, left me. So, you know, times are fucking hard, man. But do you know what does help? Therapy.
Gold.
Not surprised.
Therapy does it.
And you know what else heals a broken heart?
Your first jewelry kit. 65 gold pieces.
Money
What's that?
in my pocket for me to provide for my family.
Tell you what would 65 gold get me?
Probably get you a ton of yo-yos.
In terms of say like jewels, I don't think my daughter is into yo-yo.
He pulls. Wait, why did I have my mic muted? That's crazy. Hey, wait, guys, guys, come back. Guys, come back. Don't leave me here alone. Oh my god. You know, you just...
Hey, I saw the opportunity. I had to
You
take
try
it.
and run a D&D session and here's what happens. No, I'm joking. Hey, good evening. Welcome to Echoes of Divinity presents Left Behind. It's an interesting one. Yep, that's all I can really say. But hey, my name's Emily. I'm the GM, producer, and chief executive Thirstmaster here, and bringer of trauma and eventually therapy. I am not important this evening at all because it's not about me. It's about my two other human beings that are here allegedly. So, Rin, who are you? Where can we find you, and who are you playing tonight?
Oh, I'm playing the same character I always play, Alicia Gnath, Ranger, and otherwise depressed being because everybody around her keeps fucking dying. My name is Render _ Vixen. I operate under that handle everywhere on the internet. You can find me at that if you just search it. I stream every single day at 4 p.m. PT. And you can find me on the various projects that other people are doing, while also fucking guest appearing occasionally on Winter's Tales, where there is currently a Kickstarter for the Castleton setting book that is going on. There's 8 days left to support it.
So close. Gotta get in now.
It is at 52% funded at the moment. So if you want to help support a bunch of cool badass women, make a cool badass thing, there's that for you.
It's also a fucking cool setting. Like, we got to play in it. It's great. And, like, you're not playing what we played. You get to play your version of that in whatever tabletop version that you want to play it in. It's cross-compatible. So, like, it's
pretty cool.
Pretty fucking cool. So, yeah, go check that out. I'll try and find a link that I can drop in the chat, actually. D, you introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm me. I am lucky enough
Make
to be...
it go long so that I can find this link.
Okay. Hi, I'm me. You will see me die here last time because of excellent choices made by my colleagues, friends, and loved ones that went through. Currently, I am blessed to be with this wonderful group, which I got to miss at PAX, which apparently was sensational from all the clips that I haven't yet seen and stored up until after Friday's session to see what happened from there. I was playing Marcus Atticus Drody, Bard, and lowest of the low hit points. In fact, if you watch the last combat, every single blow done to every single character would have outright killed Marcus beforehand, unless, of course, you're a monk. And the way that Lockie beautifully managed as Hikari to avoid a fireball at a great level was a thing of joy and beauty to watch. Go back and watch the VOD, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you still need to vamp?
No. Shodan fucking dropped the link before I even could. So legend.
huge.
Thank you, Shodan. It's nice when I have at least one useful mod in the chat.
Yeah, pro.
Yeah. Hey, NVC. Sorry, that's so fucking mean and savage. But tonight we're going to be doing Echoes of Divinity Left Behind. Neither of these two wonderful humans were here for the PAX panel. So this is what happens. This is what happens when they are left behind. I'm going to kick off with a recap, which it feels mean to do. But last session, opening with Valenda having thrust a dagger into Mother Syra, Alicia attempting to stop this confrontation before it got out of hand, was unable to, unfortunately, but did manage to hold Valenda back. What ensued was a pretty rough combat with Marcus, the first of his companions to fall unmoving, dead, but not without forgiving his murderer first. And so everyone started to fall one by one, except for Alicia and Valenda. Alicia nursing or princess carrying the body of Marcus as they fled the rest of the party.
There was no princess carry. I teleported out and dragged him. I have
Yeah,
a
that's
strength
right.
of like 8. All right.
Yeah.
Excuse me, 13. I'm not strong.
Yeah, good.
There was no princess carrying.
It just sounds so much hotter, okay, Rin?
Okay, well, it's not, all right? He was getting hit by sticks. He was covered in mud. He didn't look good.
His corpse is just all scratchy. Like, yeah, okay, cool. Yep, D's into it now. Excellent. But that happening, the rest of the companions fighting until all of them but Valenda fell. And what happened to them, neither of you are aware of. And before we get into this session tonight, we're going to roll the intro. We'll be right back.
Durmara, a world once torn asunder, silent, lifeless, lost to the ruin of selfish gods and ancient magics, until the 4 divine siblings descended, Delane, Matisha, Nylani, and Thalassa. The deities made flesh, breathed life into the ashes. Now the world stands reborn. 5 realms rise, 4 under divine rule, and 1 neutral heart where power balances are on delicate blade's edge. But fear lingers, and magic, mistrusted, unpredictable, still stirs beneath the surface. Something long forgotten always remembers. Welcome to Echoes of Divinity.
And we're back. I probably should have told you guys we were coming back before I just brought us back. But hey, here we are. Alicia, How long do you think you would keep moving for with Marcus in arms? And when I say in arms, I mean you're using both of your arms to drag one of his. How long do you think you would keep moving for before you stopped?
From memory, I think I had passed another trace up, so I was obscuring both of us pretty fucking heavily. But being nearly on death's door, I think I went far enough in that I would have to peek around a few trees to see where we were. So still within an eye shot to kind of see what was going on, but deep enough that people would have to like move in to get to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
To get to me.
Yeah. You keep going, and I'll get you to make, you're going to hate me for this, just a strength check for me.
Sure. Hey, not bad. 18.
Okay, yeah. Despite being on basically death's door, and being exhausted, because though this fight didn't last long, the brutality of it like weighs incredibly heavy on your body. And you've seen some shit. You've done some shit in your life. This hurts. By the time you find a place that you feel is obscured enough within the trees, but still enough to kind of see line of sight over your horizon, the first thing you notice on the horizon line is the sun beginning to rise. This ordeal of the masquerade ball, running backwards and forwards, trying to get out of this situation, and then the fight has brought the next day before you can rest. And you hold Marcus there. What are you doing?
The last thing that I did was pray out loud, make a plea out loud. One of the old gods, and healed Marcus for what little I could, or tried to. And as that happened, I'm fairly certain that there was a explosion of some kind. So would set Marcus down and try and peer back to see, as the light was peeking over the horizon, if there was anything left.
A couple of things that you notice is, you know, you've performed healing magic before, and you've performed it when you've felt like people are on death's door. But looking down at Marcus now, there is not a single sense of life about this figure. And you feel that the magic worked, but you feel it worked in the sense that you performed it correctly and it reached its target, but its target has to be living to receive any healing. As for praying to Amaryllis, would you say this is a god that you've prayed to before?
Yeah.
Yeah. In doing so, there are times that you wouldn't necessarily hear the voice of this god in your mind or anything, but there are signs. Amaryllis being the god of creation for the original Demata, before attempting to tear it all apart, was very good at making sure people that prayed to her or followed her felt her presence without needing to hear her or see her physically. And And so I think subconsciously, like, there's a moment where maybe you look for a sign. And at the moment, immediately following, there's nothing that you can immediately see. In terms of the explosion, yeah, not only do you hear this explosion, but you see kind of the aftermath of smoke kind of clearing and covering like a bunch of the horizon line, because this was not a small fireball that hit the party. Can I get you to make a perception check for me, please?
22.
You see in the far distance 3 figures, a 4th also, but this 4th is very clearly unconscious, and is being dragged off somewhere. But as quickly as you kind of spot them, you watch as they disappear in smoke without a trace.
Is there anything of my companions left?
You don't see bodies. But what you do see very clearly is that in one specific site, there is what looks like a lot of blood. Enough blood that if anyone were to lose that amount of blood, they would not survive. Based on... You're a ranger, so you understand survival and tracking and all of this stuff quite well. Based on the battle placement that you were all in, this was not from Marcus. This is very clearly from someone else. And then you also see a patch of earth, and it's hard to see, but with your 22, you can just kind of make out the edge of it. This patch of ground that almost looks dead, as if whatever was there, just all the grass, the earth underneath it, just completely died. But no bodies.
There's a look of abject horror on her face. She turns around, looking back to Marcus on the ground. And using what little foliage I can from the forest itself, I'll create basically a small hammock that I can situate under Marcus's arms. And I will begin to drag him through the forest, saying nothing, maintaining the obscuring fog around me at all times. The moment that Pass Without a Trace drops, it immediately goes back up.
Mm-hmm.
And I make my way further and further into the foot of this forest, the foot of the mountain where this forest resides.
Mm-hmm. Are you aiming to head in any specific direction, like back towards the estate? Are you aiming to head anywhere specific, or are you just at this point focusing on being obscured and getting out of there?
I don't think there's many places I can go that would be safe.
Mm-hmm.
With Yosefka making herself known, Tybella seeming to be what I believe to be an imposter, or at the very best scenario, a shadow of her own self. amidst the Chord's Edge and their fuckery, the only option is to stay hidden. So I do what I do best. I stay in the wilderness and I stay hidden. But all the while attempting to do whatever I can to try and preserve Marcus. Try and maybe at some point sneaking into a town at the edge of a town, poring over any sort of religious texts, anything that I might know, anything that I might have missed, trying to recall something from the book that I've read.
Yeah.
Anything.
Can I get you to make a just a standard stealth check with your pass without a trace for me, please?
Okay, it is a 20, dirty 20.
Yeah,
no,
cool.
28. Sorry. I forgot to add the +8.
Yeah,
so
you
it's
should.
the +10 from pass without a trace. 8 + 10, 18, 28.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, fuck. Yeah. Anytime there is movement from just people generally, no one that you immediately identify as a threat. It doesn't feel like they see you or acknowledge you. You feel like, for all intents and purposes, you're quite well hidden. Also, get you to make a pouring through these books. I'm gonna get you to make a history check at advantage for me, please, because you have been around the block.
19.
Yeah. You've been around enough that you know how fucking difficult resurrection magic is. There are moments where the text you read refers to other worlds that are not this one, where it's easier, and sometimes all you need is magic and a component. But Damada, being sapped of all of its magic upon original fall, it wasn't this hard. It was still difficult before the fall of Damada. Still difficult. It still wasn't just a spell and a component. But it wasn't as difficult. Now, it feels like an almost impossible task. And the fact that this group has already been able to resurrect someone is beyond comprehension, particularly with not even any components whatsoever. Just using someone as a conduit. You read up on the new gods a bunch. You read up that Thalassa is the most likely of the 4 current gods to grant rebirth. You also hear, however, that Matisha, when offered correctly, is interested in a deal between life and death should it benefit her. But neither of these gods are gods that you prayed to. Amaryllis, you can recall from the book specifically, was someone that created this world because they knew they had the power to. And they wanted to create something that was a showmanship of that power. When they attempted to destroy it, they were also destroyed. You know this. And seemingly a lot of their magic was, but not all of it. Up until now, no one has really been able to learn how to re-access it, which is probably why this book is in such high demand by powerful people. But you remember in seeing signs of Amaryllis previously that, and you can probably put this together having been through it all, is that If Amaryllis has an opportunity to show off how powerful she is, she'll take it. If she's still out there somewhere.
Gonna tuck the tomes that I learned all that stuff in, steal them.
Good.
As
With
I'm
your
heading
stealth,
back-
that's fine. You can just do
heading
that.
back to Marcus's body. I'm just flipping through, looking at any sort of rituals that might be of note in this book, the historical record of it.
Mm-hmm.
And as I get to Marcus, snap the book closed. Let's get to work. And we'll then begin to draw on the ground the inscribed runes in this book, in the dirt, embellishing in what ways I can to try and appease the god that I'm trying to contact.
Mm-hmm.
And as a offering that only I can really provide in this moment, I go out and I hunt the most stunning animal I can find, the most elegant, the most beautiful, like deer or something. Try to find something to offer, and depending on what I get, we'll go from there. But
how
I
much
create the
time are you willing to
conditions-
sink into hunting this specific animal?
30 minutes.
Cool.
I'm on borrowed time already,
Mhm.
so and as I go out to, or just before I go out to find this animal, I drag Marcus's body, pick him up as best as I can, and lay him in the center of this circle. And then I go and look for something that I can offer.
Can I get you to roll a d20 for me, please?
5.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you. I'll also get you to roll another survival check for me, if that's okay.
19.
Cool. With a 19, you're able to, over this period of time, spot a deer. As it doesn't seem to notice you with your stealth, and consistently like upkeeping that pass without a trace, which you've said that you just keep doing. It doesn't seem to take notice of you, and you kind of begin to ready yourself to take this deer down. At this point in time, between kind of the studying and everything, we're getting towards mid-afternoon of day one. No sign or message from any of the companions that you were traveling with. And as you kind of ready your attack, Marcus, the last thing you remember is forgiving your killer. And then everything just went dark. And it wasn't a darkness of cold or anything like that. If anything, there was a warmth to it as you kind of moved onto the next stage of your existence or non-existence. And one of the first things that happens is you hear your absence of heartbeat. As you feel like you begin breathing again, you expect to kind of hear your heartbeat in your ears, and you can't. There's nothing there. You blink your eyes open a couple of times, and it's almost like everything is still dark, but it's pitch black around the edges and just slightly less dark in the center. But you're warm and you feel like you have sense of self, like that you have control over your body. You know from just touch that you are laying in the exact same position as when you were killed. What would be the first conscious thought that would run through your mind?
Lying there, Marcus's first conscious thought would be to see if he can feel in his hand the two talismans that he had at those last seconds, which was the rose and the small black cat. Is that in his hands?
It is. And as you feel the outlines of them, you hear two things. You hear Delphine, the sound of her yelling for you as you fell. Almost so distant and far away that like it you can't place where it comes from. It's an echo. And then you hear, almost read to you, the words from your sister's letter about bringing her back a story. And that echoes in this space that you're in.
It would be, for Marcus, almost like waking within a dream within a dream. So you know that bit where you suddenly think you're dreaming, you've woken up and cautiously try to sit up and very carefully clutching both amulets, look around and see if it's a dream. See if this is some sort of strange, dream of some. We in the last 48 hours, Marcus has seen two gods. He's been visited by this strange mystical being. We've been talking to gods. Is this a dream within a dream? Marcus is just trying to work out where he is. I mean, death was so quick at the hands. Was this a dream?
You almost instinctually with your free hand touch where the wound is. And you feel it there, but it feels almost like, it doesn't feel bloody or anything like that. It's almost like someone's wiped it clean. But it's there, and it is grotesque. You can tell that this is what killed you. And you would expect to feel pain, but it just feels cold. It's the coldest part of your body. You can make a perception check at disadvantage for me because you are a human with no dark vision.
Damn it. Dark vision. Okay. 16.
Okay. You can't make anything distinct out, but you, with that perception check, you can tell that you're not dead. Oh, I mean, sorry, that you're not dreaming. You're not dreaming. Guys, calm down. You're not dreaming. This is real.
Okay. So when Marcus was with Tybella, is it a similar sort of space? Is it that kind of void between worlds, for lack of a better
Yes.
word? Is it that in that case, um, attempt rather than use his voice, Marcus is going to try and reach out the mind, because the last time the female presenting entity had placed almost like fingers to his temples, rather than talk. So he's looking for that presence. There have been so many stories about what the afterlife could look like and be. This just seems to be a holding cell. And mentally he calls out, dear lady, are you here?
Takes a moment. 2, 3. Takes some time. But then you hear footsteps. And you see the outline of a femme presenting figure. You don't make out any of their features, but you can tell that they are tall, they are slender, and there is almost like a hum around them when they enter that's like, it feels powerful. And you hear as they say, "You rang."
There's a moment where Marcus almost hopes it's Delphine by just the shape and outline and vibrancy, but I imagine the voice sounds nothing like Delphine's.
No. It sounds almost exactly the same as the voice you heard with Tybella.
Apologies for arriving so quickly after our last conversation wasn't planned. What happens now?
Well, interestingly, I don't have a say in this one, Marcus.
May I ask, am I alone here? Are my friends safe? I don't see them round here, so it was just me?
Your friends are somewhere I can't see them. I can't tell you that, Marcus. But in my head I hear almost like a song. One by one they all fall. A story left untold.
I have a number of witticisms, but given I'm in the presence of a god, I'm just going to just ratchet it back a little bit. Can I get your name, please? I asked once before, and I'm asking politely again. I'd love to know your story. What I'm doing here. Are you the keeper of all souls that
No.
travel? Oh.
However, I am here to deliver you to those who decide your fate.
Ah. Should be interesting.
See, when you fell, there were 2 pleas made for your survival. One by your new friend, your new companion. Another by Valenda. So now there are 2 souls fighting for yours. I can't help you there.
any guidance, tips, hints, mild suggestions? I mean, you're very powerful as an individual. Any anything? Just a little thing?
Tread carefully is my advice. Because sometimes not everyone is what they seem. I'm sure you've learnt that by now.
You'd like to think I did, but it appears wildly inconsistent, some of my perception bits. I really need to kind of pick up on that. I'm more a kind of a recorder researcher, so it's kind of after the fact rather than during it. And I'm still processing that am I actually dead, or is this one of those
Yes.
transcendent? Oh, that's.
You
Are
are
you sure?
very dead.
Oh,
Marcus, there is one thing I can offer you, though. See, with how everything has changed in Damada so quickly, I offer you something back. When you return, things will be different if you choose to return. And so, if you would like, I can send you back with something you lost last time we met. And her form will become visible. And there is a shift in stature. And before you, you see who you recognize as your companion, Briley.
You're like. It's like you're a lost dream. I was trying to speak to Delphine about this. I know you, but I don't know you. You were with me, but you're not with me. And Marcus will really kind of gently reach out to her shoulder. And just that kind of slow motion just extend to see if she's really there as a physical face. How
She allows you, and you place your hand on her shoulder.
how did I lose you?
She, if you allow, will take your hand, and place it on her cheek, and she will say, "See, you made a deal, Marcus. With everything you're bound to lose when you return to the mortal plane. Would you like to lose one less thing? I will admit there may be some consequences."
Will the consequences be for me or for my friends?
It's hard to tell, Marcus.
I'm asking a lot of questions, and I would apologize, but it's me. If this lost, and again, it's Marcus is just gently kind of just puts his hand, and it's the same sort of thing you would do to a dear friend that you haven't seen. It's almost as if there's a kind of a mirror vision. It's a very soft caress, where he just kind of rests it on the side of her face, just about here. I would like to reclaim myself, but not to the detriment of those around me. If I gave this up in the first place, it must have been for a very important reason. And if that reason was Tybella, selfishly, I would like myself back. Unselfishly, I don't want to cause any harm. And you are so important, but so lost to me. And I feel I've lost something by losing you.
Can you make a straight wisdom check for me, please?
That's a natural 20, DM at 22.
Holy fucking shit. Okay. So there's nothing there's nothing sinister about this, by the way. This next thing that happens. This is just something that comes to you that you can process as actually having had happened before. It's so slight, but with your hand kind of gently caressing her cheek or just the side of her face, there is this warmth that you feel in your chest. And for a moment, at just a split second in your mind, you see the tiniest part of the memory that you lost. This moment with Briley. Just a split second. And as quick as it's there, it's gone. We all lose things, Marcus. Some are better left lost, some not. But only you can decide. And I can't tell you the fallout of either choice.
Marcus's eyes are wet with tears. He hasn't even realized he was just crying at that flashback of emotion. And there is, although he can't hear his heart, he tries to suck in as much air as possible and drink in Briley's face and her eyes. I would like to take whatever that was back. It seems to be fundamental. And I mean, it can't be worse than the other choices I'm going to make later on.
TikTok and time will tell, Marcus. And these hands grasp the side of your head as you are familiar feeling pushed back, but this time as kind of everything around you leaves, you don't land back in the mortal plane. You are somewhere else entirely. But we're going to go back to Rin and Alicia. Steadying your weapon, ready to strike. Make an attack roll.
24.
Yeah, you absolutely demolish this deer. Not in a messy way, because it is a sacrifice. It is done with precision, and it is clean, quick. It is done.
Collecting it, make my way back to Marcus's body and reopen the tome next to his head. Look at the iconography and using some of reluctantly, taking a knife to my own hand, running it across it, using my own blood, I mark his forehead with the symbol of Marticia. Put the deer at his feet, and I sit down next to his body. My hand on his chest, the bleeding one. You know, you new gods, foreign to me. But I've heard you like making deals. So how about one with someone who was before you?
As you say these words, first of all, cool as fuck, Rin. As you say these words, you look down at the body of Marcus, and there are these dark little whispers of almost, it's not shadow because I don't want to confuse it with anything Shadowbinders related, etc. But it is this dark, inky smoke that just kind of is dancing around his body. You're not sure how long this has been happening, aside from the fact that it wasn't there when you put blood on his forehead, but you didn't see it start. So it's like, it's this weird kind of, did I do this, or was this already in the beginnings of happening? What is this? You hear the rustling of scenery around you, like someone has stepped on a branch, or someone is brushing past some leaves. But it feels like it's coming from multiple different directions. Before you see a figure step out in front of you. And I know we're only an hour into this, but we're actually going to go into a break. While I prepare some stuff real fucking quickly that I didn't expect to have to prepare. But we'll be
toes, Em! Keeping you on your toes.
Hey, listen, I'm into it, and I have a thing, but I need 5 minutes. So we're gonna go to a break really quickly. Don't go anywhere. Enjoy part 2 of the new rolling video. I hope you like it.
I have heard this song, and I have opinions.
I think Salt goes
Give
first.
me your opinion, Salt.
When I think about you, I touch me. Nah, turned off. Thanks. Get out.
We need to go to a break.
Thank you for your honesty.
Thank you for sharing this history. You're older than anyone else I know, so maybe that's a compliment, right? Like, well done on making it through all the years. I'm not good at talking. Yeah, thanks for talking. Let's watch the balcony.
Rose.
Jenna needing like a lead up to hers is so fun. I have so much down this possibility.
Okay. Cat hair in the shoe, so that's
fucking outstanding.
I'm not gonna lie. The hot sauce actually made that good.
Wait, you did a spicy shoey unnecessarily? Shut up.
Great.
Okay, I'm gonna do it this time. Ready? 3, 2.
Marcus's thought is as follows: a tragic tale of a failed sister that's looking to get her ends. And she's going to be really upset to see the book in Grommy's hands isn't the book Grommy thought it was.
How so?
You remember when we went to the market and we went all that shopping? If you look at my items, I bought a book that was about the same size and shape of the book DM.
Oh, you fuck.
When Grommy asked for it, it was a bit too obvious that Grommy suddenly wanted to be our friends. And Marcus is like, we've been horribly betrayed. Let's see who's doing what.
Beautiful, sneaky bastard. I love
Holy
you.
shit.
So never
Yes.
going
Yes.
to...
Yes.
I don't remember. What was the previous
you
puzzle? Because I wasn't here.
That's
It was
correct.
Yeah, give you up.
Yes. Never going to give you up.
Never going to let you down.
And with that,
How do you want to die?
old age, please.
We're playing D&D. It's fine.
It's not fun. I'm scared.
Good.
Everyone, tell Emily how much we believe in her in this moment. It's the outright giving up. I'm just gonna let this happen a few times before anything else happens.
Oh shit.
You're embarrassing, Percy.
I can handle a lot. My mom made me real strong.
What's the strongest thing you can do?
I could probably bench press you. Do you want to? Can we do that?
No, absolutely not. Do not do that. I am fine. Thank you very much.
I could bench press a bear. I'm real strong.
Fucking okay, let's go.
Obedient?
What? What the fuck? Obedient?
That's one.
Choose your next two so fucking wisely.
And turn to face the guards that are approaching Marcus.
Absolutely.
She's going to start approaching with her arms out to the ground.
Okay.
And as she's doing this, her dress, which we all remember was made of beautiful leaves, are going to start falling as though it's autumn.
Okay.
Her entire body is going to become covered in vines, and as the vines fall away, her armor and all of her weapons are back.
Excellent.
She's going to stand in front of Marcus
Quick roll
with
of
her
D10.
shield on one arm and her sword in the other, and she's going to widen her stance with her sword towards the guards, and she's going to be like, come on, boys.
Ahoy.
Hi.
Hi. Cool,
Hi.
come in to my party entrance. And
Back door.
Thank you.
That's the anus for me. It's like that's what a god should be.
Sorry, say that again.
This is like
the what? Could you just repeat that one more time?
I look.
Lady Belle, who is this company that you keep?
I kind of just found him in a tavern one day.
Fair.
In the end, I got that.
I've got truly so many problems. I got 99 problems and Promethean ate one. Hey, we're back. Hey, welcome back. Would our dead person like to recap what's happened so far?
It started many centuries ago.
No.
However, However, Alicia, our ranger, has dragged the body of Marcus away. She returned briefly and hid it. She returned briefly to where the fight was and saw 3 figures take another one, possibly into some clouds, and returned back. Alicia reached into her history and her memories about what happened, and has decided to try and bring in the knowledge. She's read the the Book of the Divine, or the book we know is called the Book of the Divine, and has tried to invoke gods. As someone that is a ranger, Alicia herself doesn't know how to do this, but she's calling in whatever she knows. And she went on a hunt to get the most magnificent creature to try and invoke some power. She brought Marcus's body back, inscribed a signal, and with her own blood has marked his forehead with a sign. At the same time, Marcus woke up in a place in between life and death. He was told by a strange figure that he's met once before that he was dead, which is kind of a bit confusing. You wake up, you're told you're dead, and it's a struggle. He asked if his friends were here with him, and she gave him a really super annoying kind of vague answer. Seriously, she's probably a lawyer. So she didn't say whether alive or dead, but what she did offer was Marcus the opportunity to return the memories of Briley that he gave up when he helped Tybella, which he took up. We then snap back to Alicia that makes the most amazing commentary to a god, which may have just caused a ripple in the universe of Demada. And that's where we're returning to with this moment. DM?
Yeah. Emerging from the trees, you see this figure, Alicia. Very pointed features. Almost, if you could compare it to anything, almost elf-like, but not. She has this deep olive complexion and long hair that falls almost to like the small of her back, and it's dead straight, and it is as dark as the night sky, like it is pitch black. She has these shockingly green yellow eyes, and there is this way that she carries herself that doesn't feel obnoxious or stuck up, but it feels poised. She finds kind of a resting spot against a tree, looking down momentarily at Marcus and then back up at you. And she says, "Well, I admit, I'm intrigued."
By the fact that I'm older than you? Calling for your help, or what exactly?
Just this.
I won't do small talk. You know what I want?
Neither will I. I know what you want. But why should I give it to you?
Because this is the only opportunity you're going to have to make a deal with someone who's beyond you.
Interesting. Time.
Take what you want. What do you want?
What I want is for things to just be whole again. I want Demada to be what it was once before. Before I was around.
You would seek to undo yourself.
Not undo. But, you know, beginnings, ends. They can be interesting.
I am, albeit long-lived, but I am not capable of bringing about such change.
I'm aware that you alone can't bring that change. But there are people that are trying.
I was a part of them, I know.
You were.
This one was taken unfairly.
He was a lesson.
Not one that I want to have learned.
That's a fair point. But if I was just to bring him back, would the one who was supposed to have learned at all?
Well, I'll have words with him. But that's not about...
It's going to be really hard to talk to him right now. Or any of them. I mean, they're all dead, except him.
That's what I assumed. But I'll find him, one way or another, and if he is dead, then when I meet him in the after, he'll catch an earful then, but it's not about that. It's about him pointing at Marcus and me.
You will all be your own undoing. And I don't just mean this group, I just mean humanity as a whole.
Aye, but we'll go down fighting all the same.
No sense of self-preservation, but your deaths fuel me. So, that being said, so does your life. So I don't need you all to die. There are 2 others fighting for his soul right now. I'm happy to inject myself in the battle.
What if I was to offer you the rest of my life? I'm long-lived.
You are too valuable, Alicia.
Give me 1 year. Leave me 1 year. That's payment enough, isn't it?
Interesting. Should I win the battle for his soul, I might take you up on that.
Amaryllis, you hear this?
She's one of the others.
Upstart. Show you up.
Amaryllis is one of the others. Though gone, parts of her live on. And the third, if you include myself now, is Lolth. Ultimately, Alicia, it will be up to him to decide who brings his soul back. But if you're willing to lay the rest of your life down on the line, I'm willing to throw everything into convincing him to be mine.
I'm sure with the goading, so will Amaryllis, how shattered she may be. So best of luck contending with the Prime.
I like a challenge.
You best get to it then.
Without even another moment. It's unlike any version of teleportation. You've all disappearing you've ever seen, because she's there and then she's just gone. It's not even like you blink and she's gone. She's just gone. It's almost like you question momentarily whether she was ever there in the first place. And you're left standing over Marcus. This inky kind of smoke beginning to recede slightly. Marcus, as you find sense of self in this next space, it's much different. You are in a cave. This cave is lit by different colored globules of like almost dancing lights as they all float above you. You can hear the sound of running water, and you turn around. This place is not as dark as the others that you've been. And you turn and you see a small little, almost what looks like hot spring. And at the moment, you're alone. The memory that you asked for, having not fully restored itself just yet. But there is a sense of warmth that, and comfort that you feel like you know that you will get this back. What are you doing?
What Marcus would do. He reaches into his bags to see if they're there.
They are.
Pulls out a quill.
Mm-hmm.
Makes himself more presentable because there's an audience. He feels like he's going to be in someone's audience. So he tries something. If this is not reality, he kind of reaches to his bags and says to the space, I've always wanted one of those magical bags I could just reach in and get things from to just store stuff. And with hope,
you're trying to produce a bag of holding in the afterlife? Is that what's happening?
Absolutely. There's this bit where he kind of dips in looking for an outfit that's presentable to the next audience. Yes, desperately trying to get a bag of holding out of in this holding space.
You don't get a bag of holding.
Sure.
But when you look down at yourself, I would like you to describe Marcus's favorite outfit he's ever worn.
Yeah. So there's a dangerous break between Marcus wearing a towel, which is just so comfy. I mean, it's just so comfy. There's so much air, there's so much mobility in. And then the second one is during his third betrothment, the flowing robes that he was wearing in Sediva during his third betrothal. It was, for Marcus, as simple. It was silk robes, finely adorned with symbology that is across Sediva. And Sediva is a very hot country. Think of kind of desert climates. It's almost Middle Eastern to a certain extent, but not quite. And it has different kind of cultural flames. But it's loose, it's free flowing, but it's slightly over embroidered given its markers.
Yeah, which is exactly what you're wearing. But it holds the comfort and warmth of when you're just wearing a towel.
Fabulous. But he will reach into his bag and look for the Stormy Night towel that is still on my character sheet, and then wrap that underneath it, just because.
Yeah.
You know, nothing
You
like
do
a
so.
safety blanket, right?
You do so. And as you do, you see a figure you don't recognize make their way out from almost, again, seemingly nowhere, kind of like they have faded into existence. This entity has the strongest sense of power that you have ever felt from anyone. Looking upon them, I need you to make a Constitution save, please.
Yeah. Constitution saving throw. A massive 14. I don't want to confuse anybody that's listening to think that, unlike Alicia, there's any pluses to anything I do. That's just a straight 14.
Yeah, cool. You don't like vomit or anything, but there is like, it feels sickly to look upon this figure. It's almost like they were not meant to be seen by human eyes before. You see this white blonde hair that falls in ringlets below her shoulders. She's dressed relatively simply in this dark tattered robe. And every now and again her form just flickers, almost like it glitches in and out of existence. But as she looks at you, you see these amber eyes. And she says, "Gosh, it feels good to stretch again. It's been a while since I've had the opportunity to present myself to someone. And you are important to some."
Using the wolf-headed walking stick as support, because I just feel that Marcus is almost overwhelmed by that kind of sensation of power, that kind of sickness, not knowing what to do. Stage fright would probably be the closest thing that he can attribute it to. But that kind of like just utter kind of moment. He takes a moment, bows very deeply to this individual, but will try to make eye contact with such a curious creature. Marcus wants to capture this memory. It's living a lifetime. You don't get to meet a presence like this, so he's going to try and drink in this absolute moment.
And you're a human. Your lifetime is so short.
Yeah.
Particularly, that wasn't meant to be nasty. Particularly with those that you travel with.
Yeah.
These people will all live longer lives than you. And this is something that you're aware of. Except they're all dead. But it's interesting the amount of power you've been around in your short human life.
I asked this question and I thought, may I have your name? My name's Marcus Atticus Drody, which I'm sure you're aware of since you've been summoned. And who called you forth?
Admittedly, being dragged through multiple dimensions does mean I don't have my full power behind me. But I'm Amaryllis, god of creation.
And what a wondrous creation that you made. A little bit confused why you wanted to destroy such a wondrous world of Damada. I mean, it really is quite spectacular. For the short time I've lived on it, you did a really good bang-up job. Well done.
It's interesting when you create so much. Sometimes you want to watch it fall. For me, eternity is the dullest prison. And I grew bored.
Unfortunately, someone else has taken up a similar tone. If I can humbly, as a resident of Damada and seeing around, the beauty of every dawn, every night was unique, as is the individuals there. You created something that allowed you to create a wondrous story, and I am heartbroken that you would find something that you created so wondrous and so full of life and so full of love and other emotions too boring. If there was any way to show you how I and others see the world that you created for us, I would hope that you didn't believe that, because I think that you may have misinformed yourself by looking through the wrong lens, the wrong mirror.
Well, thanks to your friend Alicia, maybe you can show me. Show me what my creation has become without me and without my beloved.
There seemed to be a story where you were stopped from unmaking Damada, and as desperate as I am to return to my friends, my family, those that I love, I fear your return would destroy our world. I want to believe you want to return to see what truly is there. We have the four siblings that came into this world to offer us protection and help us rebuild what happened.
Four. And you're not worried about them?
I spent a year as a human and as someone that has a short span in that phenomenal world of Damada. I spent a year looking to understand the religions of Damada, and I found it confusing. One of the paths was possibly being a priest of one of the four, but the priests themselves seemed confused. Our world is too short. History is missing. Alicia is the only person the living being that I have met that has a full story, but I need to have a different conversation with her. But to meet someone that created the very land that allowed me to exist, to allow my family to exist, for me to meet, I don't know how I could even convince you if you have got to that point where you wanted to destroy such a glorious creation. And I am scared, and you can look into my soul. I'm sure you have more powers than I can possibly comprehend. However, you will see that I do not want to hurt that world. I want to make it safe.
I know.
My friends want to.
I know. You have a choice to make, Marcus. Because it's not just me who would see you back to Damada. There is another, or two now, and I must admit I'm dying to meet one of the siblings. But she gets to speak last. I was summoned first by Alicia. The next is courtesy of your dear friend Valenda. I'm sure you're familiar with his mummy and daddy's patron. And as you hear her speak this, you see this figure, almost, though presenting as what would appear to be human, there is still this sense to her that is spider-esque in appearance. Her limbs are just so slender, and in some cases just slightly longer than the average person's. The way she stands is just kind of off kilter. This black hair pulled off her face, straight back into a bun, as this dark black cloth just wraps around her, hugging her form. And she just stands there. And you see her eyes are just blacks. There is nothing else there. As she looks at you, almost like you are prey, essentially. She says nothing, but she just stares at you.
DM, was this the same imagery that Marcus saw with Delphine or something different?
Something different.
Okay.
Make a history check for me, though. You'll have to do it at disadvantage.
Yay! Because, disadvantage. 23. I'm quite good at history.
Lolth is not someone you know a ton about, but one particular thing that you do know is that Lolth is very good at appearing to people in many different forms and ways. Some in ways to play on fears, and sometimes in ways to play on desires or hopes. You're not quite sure what this form represents.
Again, bow to this new individual. It's a pleasure to meet you. Can I ask why you have an interest in Damada when we already have 4 gods and an elder god as well?
I always enjoy something new to play with, Marcus. That being said, I have no desire in crumbling Damada as it be. Yet, any god that says they never want the world to fall is lying. I won't lie to you. Or maybe I will. But I bring you back because I've been asked to by someone incredibly powerful.
The Kurnas, I would humbly assert,
You would be right. And being all that they've done for me, bringing you back would be the least I could do.
There's a hardness to Marcus's eyes that's unusual as he's looking at this stunning figure in front of him. And it's almost like Marcus can feel the silk in her words, the way she's weaving this narrative around him. And he's trying to stare into her eyes. Emily, what does her eyes look like? So I'm trying to use that as I want to say insight check, but
Just
she's a goddess. I'm
black
just like,
voids, black
Yeah.
inky voids. You can make an insight check though.
oh sure, because this is going to go well. Let's just roll insight check, because insight. Oh yeah, natural 2, which makes that a 7, ladies and gentlemen.
She's very hard to read.
Yeah. Wow. I think that's my campaign motto.
I do want to point out that I have power that the others don't. I would let you wield it. In return, just for a couple of favors. Here and there, when I ask. Nothing, however, that would hurt your friends, because see, Valenda has promised his soul to his mother, and who am I to jeopardize that?
His soul to his mother? For this? For me?
Yes. And so you must be quite important. Because the little prince would be a good addition to the Gnath collection. His blood spilled is one thing, but his power is another.
Marcus is intently staring into this figure and just trying to work out. There is so much potential and so much there, but her words just drip with there's a resonance of venom for him, and there's something behind it. Back to the spider's web analogy. Every time he twangs on something, he feels that he's missing something here. She's far more intent on that, and the Valenda line is just, you can see it playing across his face. In front of two goddesses, it's kind of like, this isn't like a mask of like I'm not seeing it. It's a look of genuine concern and fear when she mentioned Valenda and Valenda's soul. But he's teetering. There's a kind of teetering bit about
I'm gonna roll
what would
a
the
dice
bargain
real quick.
be. Sure.
He will not be harmed. You concern yourself with the lives of your friends. At my hand, and now his mother's, should this all go through. He will not be harmed. And for this I offer you a truth. I can't make the same promise for the rest of your friends, except Alicia. The rest of your friends, Marcus, are gone, fighting for their own souls.
Marcus's hand, well, one hand's still holding the walking stick. In the other hand, he's very carefully and very slowly slipped the only thing that he's had from Alicia, which is the lens, into his hand. And there is a hope for Marcus that blood is a powerful connection, and if he's dead and this is something that she made with her hand, he very, very slowly tries to just make the smallest of cut in his palm to add blood to this. I'm trying to make a connection back to Alicia, if at all possible. Because I've got the two talismans in the same hand.
Yeah.
Is that, and the third one is the lens, and behind that, I'm just making that rubbing
This
one.
is gonna be a high DC.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do it. I'm gonna let you pick either a wisdom or arcana check. I know what you're gonna pick, but I wanted to give you the option.
I'm gonna go with magic, please, DM. And I am going to use the advantage that was offered to me by the wonderful Brittany Fenn in hopefully making a little bit of magic happen here. D&D Beyond! That's a natural 13 and a natural 20 for a total of 27.
Rin, put your middle fingers down. Yeah, okay. You were using your blood, did you say, as well?
That's the only thing I can think of. I've seen Alicia be a woman of earth, and she said when she handed Marcus the item, she made it with her own sweat and blood. So she's imbued somehow herself into it. Marcus doesn't really get that because that's super weird, but absolutely, it's like, hey, that is a connection to her, and her name's been raised by two goddesses. So there's a way to kind of, I don't know, poke a hole back into that reality.
You clock Amaryllis. Just this smile spread across her lips as she looks down at your hand holding this. She says nothing though. Alicia, standing over the body of Marcus, waiting for something. At this point, not too much time has passed since, like, I'm talking minutes max.
I would have knelt down back next to him, hand on his cheek just to feel for warmth, and just been silently praying over and over and over and over again.
Holding his cheek, waiting for warmth for something. Two things happen. You see the momentary flutter of his eyelids, like someone trying to wake up. But instinctually, you next kind of look at his chest for rise and falls, for breathing. There's still nothing there. But you see that this is someone, you don't know how, but trying to come back.
I think with that, I immediately start doing CPR.
Cool.
Try and bring him back.
Make a medicine check for me, please.
Oh my.
Huh?
It's a natural 20 for a 23.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
Listen, the guy's been dead for like a full day. This is a shot in the dark, but
yeah.
My form, perfect.
Yeah, what CPR song are you doing?
Oh, Golden.
Yeah, good. Golden by K-pop Demon Hunter starts playing. So back to Marcus. The reality that you're in tilts momentarily. And there is a laugh that escapes from Amaryllis, but then it kind of all curves back and reshapes. Amaryllis says, "Impressive. With that, I think we'll just let you choose between us. Seems that there's not enough time now for the third god. So make your choice." Martisha will be so disappointed.
There's a genuine look of regret on Marcus's face that kind of flashes past. It's like, oh, okay. I knew who she was. Oh, rats, right? And she was kind of on Demander's side.
Marcus, I will not destroy my creation. And here's why. If honesty is what you value, I don't have the power to anymore. It's not my world anymore.
You can roll inside on it if you want. If you really want.
Yep, I'm a spice girl. I really, really want.
Fucking hell.
And again, for those playing at home, I'm rolling this on D&D Beyond because I can't trust myself, but that's another natural 20 for 25.
Are you fucking kidding?
Go and look in D&D Beyond, boss. I'm not making
I believe you. I believe you. I believe you.
Fuck me, man.
Good God. They were like, these two, they just didn't get the time at PAX, so now they get it here and they gonna do it so much better. It's almost like you're being let in to understand the meaning behind Amaryllis's words. And there is definitely a part of her that you can feel that does hunger for chaos, right? But no more than any of your companions would. When she says, "I'm not going to destroy the world, and I don't have the power to. It's not my world anymore," there is almost a mourning behind it. Not in the way that she can't destroy her world, in the way that something she created with someone she loved very, very dearly no longer belongs to her.
Goddesses, both of you have been remarkably persuasive, and it's a shame the third couldn't turn up, but both of you honestly scare me more than I can possibly. Well, I could actually talk through it, but it would be quite a long monologue, and let's just cut that out.
Tick tock, Marcus.
Yeah, I get the feeling. Loth, I would. My friends are very important to me. You see a level of cruelty through your worshippers, and they've shown nothing but scheming to take over Damada and bring it to a cruel and painful end. I want to understand more of these, but your followers have been nothing but cruel to all those that exist. And to save one over an entire planet, I care for Valinda, the true Valinda, not the confused child that lashes out at every possible opportunity to understand himself and escape the bonds. But you've just said you will throw him and the family back as some sort of token. Amaryllis, you wanted to destroy this world. But Alicia seems to have some knowledge of you. I'd like to be wiser. I'd like to understand more. I would love the third choice, but given the choice of two, there's a saying, better the devil you know. And with the deepest respect and understanding, Queen Loth, I am going to have to choose an original god of Damada to attach myself to. Again, please, that may anger you, but I will ask that you don't take that out on those around me. Especially Valinda.
Can't take it out on what I can't touch. Big mistake. And she, her form twists and almost shrinks and then just evaporates out of existence. And Amaryllis approaches you, places a hand on your chest. And she says, endings are just the signal to a new beginning. This is the start of your next chapter, Marcus. Don't waste it. And she, from her hand, you watch as this golden light almost surrounds you. And it becomes so bright that you can't see anything but light. Alicia, as you are performing this CPR, moments pass, and just when it kind of starts beginning to feel like you're just performing CPR on nothing, there is this gasp of air that escapes from Marcus as you, Marcus, are brought back. You are brought back with no levels of exhaustion, but only at 1 hit point.
You are also tapped of all of your spells.
How do you feel?
Marcus immediately attempts to wrap his arms around Alicia and just hold her as if she was the only thing real in the world, and just cling on to if she was life itself. And then take a huge breath in and a huge breath out. Can Marcus hear his heartbeat again?
He certainly can.
And it's one of those super awkward moments where he's just literally just wrapped himself around Alicia at this point in time. We haven't really had that piece, but he's just hanging on to Alicia.
I broke my own fucking rule. Glad to have you back. And with those words, I thank you, Di. You get 14 hit points back. Just breathe. You were gone for a day.
And at least all you can hear is it's that kind of expanse of breath where he's just trying. It's almost like someone's trying to remember how to breathe again. And it's that moment of like he's just sucking in air and just clinging on to you, with not a great deal of force because his strength is 8, but as much energy as possible. And head just pressed against the side of yours. And then he just slowly kind of unpeels himself for a second. Thank you. I don't, there's so much I don't understand. You are such an enigma, woman. You are such an enigma. I mean, thank you.
Just try to match your breath with mine, eh? Clasp your hand. Just slowly breathe in, out.
And at that moment, as you grasp his hand, you can see the 3 talismans in his hand, and there is a trickle of blood as the lens is obscured with his own blood, and you can see the lens, the rose, and the small black cat pressed into his palm as a mark. A goddess, 2 goddesses, spoke your name. Amaryllis and Loth. There was a 3rd one, but she was unfortunately unable to turn up.
She was a gambit that I made, so I didn't know if Amaryllis could hear me.
She did. I made a...
Comforting.
I don't know if I made a deal or not, or a promise or something, but she's back, or she's free. She sensed you.
Marcus. When I tell you what I'm about to, stay your judgment. Long ago, after the cataclysm of our world, there was a lot of us that yearned to bring things back to the way that they were. Those that worshipped the old gods. We're made in their image. We make mistakes, they make mistakes too. And we can't deign to know what their designs are or what their plans are. But our initial intent was to bring them back. That was my goal. I helped create the Shadowbinders. A long time ago. And they are a far cry from what they used to be. But it was always to get them back. And maybe we were foolish. I don't know. But it's what felt right. Maybe our recount of history is stained with our own perspective. She knew me because I worshipped her. I still do. In the same way that you look up at your own mother. You so desperately want to be in her presence. To be loved. To be known. And maybe it was the infighting of everybody that caused her wrath, but the world's a far cry from what it used to be. So much more death. Which is why I made the deal to bring you back. So I'm sorry for obscuring parts of myself. Didn't think that you guys could handle it. Seeing as how you're the only one left. I got no reason to hide it. That's the only way forward. Now, it's for us to figure out what the next step is. But I understand if you don't trust me or want me around. I get that. I'm asking you to swallow a large pill. But it's the truth.
Marcus's face is unreadable and there's a moment where as Alicia is saying each of the world, it's almost like he's not moving back from you, but he's trying to regard you fully, as you say that word, and capture. Alicia, to him, is an incredibly strong woman. Someone that is full of mystery. And apart from the very first time we met, there's an honesty that he's seen. And very gingerly, he reaches out and again, in the same gesture that he did to the vision of Brody, attempts to cup the side of your face. Very, very carefully, given how fast you are. And it's a gesture just to bring your eyes up so we're level eye to eye. The breathing, because we're just that close, has become shallow. It's fight or flight. Because you just set a world on fire with what you said to Marcus as he takes in a world-shattering conversation. His eyes clear for a second and he looks directly at you, and I'd say there's two hands between our faces at this point in time, if Alicia allows. Thank you. While waiting for the goddesses, and when they spoke your name, I was trying to frame a conversation, and gods being gods, they hint that the others may be gone, and I don't accept that, Alicia, but allow me. I want to start with grace, this conversation, and please, before my courage fails, I need to kind of get this out. In that last moments, you were right to bring calm to it. Your instinct was to de-escalate, and that was so noble. I saw it and honored it. But you're so... After that moment passed, you turned your aim onto Valenda. It wasn't commitment. It wasn't trust. You were standing at the crossroads with us, but refused to be on the road going forward. I'm not blind to your centuries, the burdens that you've just named here, or the rest of the ones. And you're older than our oldest prayer. Every prayer I've ever heard of, you're older than that. I don't have your history, Alicia. I've never claimed to it. But what I do know is the inactions of that time had consequences, as sharp as any blade, sometimes sharper because it cuts in the silence and arrives too late to staunch the wound. You wanted peace, so did I. But when the peace fled, what we needed was each other. And in that breath, in that moment, you didn't take our hands. You knocked it away. You remind me of my brother, Starfall. Always directing, always instructing. Ordering people where to stand without asking first why they stood there at all. We are not pieces, Alicia. We are your companions. If you cannot trust us, if you cannot nurture what we're trying to build, then not me, but you may need to step back. And I say this without malice. I say this with pure grief, because I want you with us. I want that archer whose first apology was real, whose first protection was fierce. I want the woman that looked at Scarlet and promised her the life, her life. Not the warden that keeps secrets and calls it love. We have fallen. And God knows we will have to do it again. But we must be allowed to rise without being scolded for touching the ground. I know you have seen more than any of us. And use that sight to lift, not to lecture. When that room turns to thunder again, and it will, choose us. Stand with us. If you need me to say it out loud, I will. And Marcus leans that little bit closer. I trust you, Alicia. I would like to keep trusting you. But trust is not a sermon or a memory. It is motion. It is a step you take towards people when the knives come out. Not the step away, not the voice. And the next time, and Marcus shows the bleeding hand with the 3 talismans on it. Take it. If you cannot, because these pasts and these past oaths forbid it, tell me now. Not as an indictment or indictment of you, but as a mercy to us, so we know where we can stand. I'm sad. I'm sad because I've seen your courage. I've felt your care. I know the shape of Ali you are and can be. But you need to lay down this habit of about standing above us and choose to stand amongst us. With his other hand, he raises it to cup the other side and then looks as deeply as he can. We do not need perfection. We need you, present, unhidden, shoulder to shoulder, when the next darkness arise. That is all I can ask. That is my everything. And with that, Marcus just exhales everything he has that's taken all his energy, and he's just shaking as if he'd been run, or as a child. And then Alicia, as someone that had been a remarkable carer, you can just feel that shaking in him, as if every emotion in him is there, and there's just a look of longing and sadness in his eyes, and tears start to fall.
Just another thing that you notice, holding these symbols in your hand, this blood on the lens, you both notice this. But you more, Marcus, because it's your hand. Something that wasn't there before. And it's a small, almost like a tattoo. Not in black ink. It is just off your skin color. And it is what looks to be a phoenix with its wings spread on the back of your hand.
Take both your hands off of my face and just hold both of them, almost as if we're praying together. Why do you think I brought you back? I said it when you first came, too. I broke my own rule. Marcus, this is one of many times that I am the last. And I could not do it again. Not again. They're gone. But you aren't. So, if you have any doubts, I hope my honesty has quelled them. Because I can't do this anymore. I've barely known you not 3 days, but I'm tired. I'm so tired. But there's things need to be done. And so we will not rest today, nor tomorrow. But we do what we must, so that one day we can. And I wish I could take it back. There's not a day that will go by that will not haunt me. I basically lost my daughter. Again. And she'll put your hands into your lap. Stand up. Turn away. Brush at her face. I'm gonna go start the fire.
Alicia, please. And Marcus will put a very, very gentle hand on your arm and slowly attempt to turn you around. Look at him again.
Hi.
I'm a storyteller, or I tried to be one. And the one thing I've learned in my very, very, what I thought was quite long, but appears to be quite brief, life, is that you're not alone. As the darkness or whatever took me, I went with love. And I promise you this, with whatever bonds and vows, we will get them back. I will go to whatever lengths it's required to get our friends back. Scarlet, Hikari, possibly Vlinda, and Delphine. We will get them back. We will find out what that was all about. The gods said this was some sort of lesson towards what I'm assuming is a Vlinda thing again, and his many names. But you need to start believing in you're part of something else. You've lived through so many lives. It's going to be hard for you. It's going to be hard for me. I want to feel this with all the words in the world. I then tell you a bunch of nonsenses like I normally do, because that's how I am. And how you are is stoic, strong, and most likely deadly. Alicia, something I've never told anybody else, I've never raised a weapon to harm someone. I've never taken a life. I spent a year in a monastery looking at religions to work out if I should follow a god, because I'm not what this world seems to need, a hero, but you are. Our friends are. And this is our chance together to go out and find them and bring them back and end whatever this madness is, or understand it. Take this leap of faith with me. I'm a fool. I know that. But I'm a funny fool and well-dressed most of the time. Take this chance. Take my hand.
Marcus, maybe you confuse my words. You don't need to convince me. I'm just cold and we need a fire.
Yep. I tend to miss some social cues every once in a while, so probably that's a good idea, because I feel like I've been, dead for the last few days and I've got all this bric-a-brac, so I'd probably love to get changed too. Mildly
You also
awkward.
got a little bit of me on you. Should probably wash that off.
Right. Okay. Perhaps you. Let's.
I just hold up my hand with the blood.
You go that way and I'll go this way, and then we'll meet back in a couple of minutes, because I just need to, emotionally crash for a couple of seconds.
Very well.
But at that, really, again, Marcus will step in and just give you this massive kind of like awfully awkward kind of elder sibling kind of hug. You
I'm
mean
older than you, right?
Yeah, but look, here's the thing, right? I've got great hair and there's grey in it. So you look literally like one of my younger sisters, or at least something from there. But here's the thing. You did something that is worthy of a story in itself, Alicia. And you did it selflessly. There was no, you just did it. And that's something I will never forget in my short mortal span of life. But thank you. And with that, I'll kind of just kind of like Marcus will kind of like awkwardly kind of just kind of step back again, stumble a little bit, and then glance down his pocket, and hopefully there's a bag of holding there.
There's not.
As I make my way away from you at about maybe 20 to 30 feet, I look back over my shoulder, maybe see just the whites of the side of my eye, and I am gone. For the sake of the DM, I'm casting Pass Without a Trace again.
I was like, where are you? Did I miss a message? Where are you going? You're like,
oh, I'm just going out because I need to be obscured. That's all.
Okay, great. Cool. Is there anything that either of you would like to achieve before you bed down for the evening?
Nope.
So Marcus will start furiously writing notes and doing sketches as part of it. He has laid out in front of him a number of tokens from each of his friends that are missing, because there's a bit DM that Marcus refuses to believe they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't in this chamber to him. The gods seem to be capricious in the statements, and he feels like it's like, and he's got an object. He's got the broken dagger of Valenda's that Yusefka had got. He's got some of the beads he may have accidentally borrowed from Hikari from there, just bits and pieces. He's got stuff from the Bell estate, and a couple of other items that may have belonged to Scarlet, but we won't talk about that here publicly. It's just bits and pieces he's gathered. He's got the Delphine parts, and he's got them all kind of spread out, and almost like in a cardinal points for each one, with the lens with still his blood in it that was gifted to him by Alicia in the center of that compass. And with Alicia gone, he's kind of just pulls the kind of blanket out and kind of shoves it over his shoulders, and looks up at the skies. I don't know if anyone can hear me up there.
What are you talking to?
Well,
at that point, I'm back with enough wood. I start making a small fire.
Yeah, you've as a savior, you're rather terrifying. I don't know how to. I was. And Marcus will kind of just put it down and kind of continue scribbling the notes. And it's like, I was trying to do this thing to the gods to see if they would come and answer. I mean, I've rolled the dice quite a lot recently, and maybe they'll give me a sign or tell us where to go next.
I think we know where we need to go next, and maybe bothering the gods isn't exactly the best idea, seeing as they just brought you back.
Yeah, but I kind of thought, there was kind of an interplay between, and there was possibly three of them, possibly a fourth, and I was like, if I'm going to chance my arm.
Okay. You should know the third one was entirely a play on my part to make Amaryllis actually show, because I didn't know if she would or not, because I can't feel her anymore.
I never play poker against you. I probably should make a note about these sort of things. It's you're quite a strategist. I don't know if anybody's told you that before. For someone that's out in the woods an awful lot, you're very good in the strategy stuff. Anyway,
as I've said many times before, I am very old.
That's you keep putting you again. You don't look old. It's very confusing. You know, very you. I mean, you look like you're in your 30s, human-wise, and much better than I do. And that skin regime you must be, it's awesome. But here's the thing.
I have an idea of where to go next. DM, correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Valender does not have his dagger anymore. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I don't, it was still left on the battlefield.
No, you got it.
I can find him with this.
Yeah. Oh, really? Because I was going to just ask some passing gods where they might have gone and ask Delphine's spirit, because that's what I was kind of putting this out for the next morning.
You
but
do what you want.
Well, no, we're a team now.
Hey,
let's work together.
Passed in the line and across the sea. Get more fish, something like that. But we have one hidden.
Right.
That's to find this fuck up.
Look.
No, I say that endearingly. I do. He's just... Simultaneously, I adore the fuck out of him, but he's so infuriating. When he's not trying to put on the pompous show. He's quite charming. But every time he thinks he's got a showboat or fucking flaunt his dick around, comes the most insufferable twat.
I understand everything you're saying. I may have framed him in a slightly different light as someone that's trying to run away from himself because he doesn't know how to care for himself, and he keeps pushing. He's a younger version. Well, I was going to say a younger version of you, but it's. I'm trying to not get slapped from someone I genuinely.
I am willing to admit he reminds me a bit of myself.
You're much more sophisticated and funnier if it works.
I wasn't.
Oh, you've had time. I mean, he's anyway. But his mother and the goddess are going to be significant problems, so that's going to be a thing. And this whole Shadowbinder stuff, we've probably got to have a conversation with when I fully process that. Again, what we did and what we do next is what defines us. It's the what we do next that's important.
Aye.
So I
think we go after the only thread that we have.
As this conversation happens and you discuss how you're going to track at least one of the party down, the rest being absolutely dead. We're going to do a passage of time. I assume that that's going to be one of the things that you tackle in that passage of time. Is there anything else that you think you would dedicate your time to?
So Marcus, very, very simply, is cleaning himself up. He's been dragged through the mud. He's been stabbed. There's a bit of restarting that's going on.
Oh, I'm talking more than a day, D, by the way.
No, yeah, and that's it. But it's examining the tattoo, and there's a conversation that's happening now. But Marcus is definitely going to be prodding Alicia, just trying to get some of these memories and understand a little bit more about the shadow binders and the world she knew of that got us to this bit. So just as not to get us to go through and force poor Rin to have to do an entire memory test, but it's build upon that. So if there's a possibility in the next time, Marcus is keen to understand that world that she inhabited and what happened and why.
Which, if it's cool, we might tackle off stream.
Yeah, all good.
Or on Friday. How are you planning on tracking Valenda down with this dagger?
So, the hope...
You're going to throw something crazy at me. I can feel it.
I am going to throw something crazy at you.
I'm ready for it. Let's go.
The hope is, and this is kind of playing with the rules a little bit.
I'm okay with that.
Is that when someone lets go of an object, that doesn't inherently mean they are unattuned to it.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Right? I put a hunter's mark on Mother Sira.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, it has disappeared, but I know a general location as to where she would have been when it dropped, and what direction she was heading when it dropped. I want to try and follow the magical attunement that this dagger would still have in it with detect magic and my inherent survival skills that I have as a ranger.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. We're going to have you roll. I'm going to have you roll. Oh. What do I want to use today? Well,
This
you
is
mentioned
a shot in the dark.
you mentioned survival, so we're gonna have you roll survival.
Okay.
DM, could I offer some assistance as Marcus?
You may.
So one of Marcus's many confusing spells that he has is a form of divination, and what I'd like to attempt as Marcus is to channel that through the work Alicia's done to give her the image, because she's the hunter, right? I'm an idiot. She's the hunter, so I want to kind of channel this through to almost make it vision-like.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You can roll. Why not? Just roll an advantage for me then.
With guidance.
That is a 19.
You also get guidance.
D4.
With a guidance? With a D... Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I mean, your pluses are usually awful, Rin,
Okay,
so, you know.
It is a dirty 20 with the guidance with a 6, so 26.
Can I also get you to roll a D8 for me, please?
Sure. What are we going for with this D8?
You just tell me what numbers.
Do I get to know?
No.
Yeah, it's 5.
Because I'm about to describe it to you. Yep. This is not an easy thing to do because it's manipulating your ancient magic and survival, and then it's also Marcus attempting to manipulate his magic too. So there are multiple attempts where you almost feel like you have it, but you don't. Or you feel like you have the start of a trail and you begin to follow it, and then it leads you astray. And it takes you 5 days before you find a location. An approximate location. And you walk back through the battlefield where you watched your friends fall. The blood no longer there, but that dead earth remains, almost like there is just nothing will ever grow there again. And you recognize that as where Delphine was standing when she was killed. You continue walking past the Cord's Edge secret base entrance and deeper into the mountains. And you find a cave mouth that weaves its way down into a cavern. In that cavern, you see stains of old blood. You see rope. You see multiple different kind of implements lying around. And you see a number of Hessian bags lining the floor. But you don't see anyone. This, however, you can determine is the last location that you can physically detect Valenda existing in. From here, it's like he's disappeared completely.
Do you feel anything, Marcus? It's gone cold. I don't... He was here. He was definitely here.
Marcus does what Marcus normally does and kind of skirts around. So an investigation followed by detect magic DM, just to see if there's some sort of sense of what's happened and where.
As your detect magic goes up, it's almost like the air around you just vibrates with magic. And it feels like Fae magic. Like something has disrupted this room.
GM, is it similar to the sense that Marcus had on the lily that Delphine had, that kind of magic, or is it different?
Similar, but twisted.
Alicia, again, this is probably more your thing, but this seems to be Fey magic that seems to be there, and a bit like a kind of metal detector. I'll kind of move around Marcus will move around the room, looking if there's a focused location or if it's generalized. I'm just trying to work out if there's a point that would give us some sort of reference. Is it these bags? Is there a place in the wall? Is there?
It's stronger where you currently stand nearby these bags, but it doesn't feel like a point where it formed from. It just feels like there is more energy there than there is elsewhere.
Alicia, there is something I can try, which I can send a message to someone. Problem I've got is that out of our companions, I feel Hikari's probably the most sensible in sending that message to, because he's always more alert. Valenda and these multiple aliases there would be problematic. But if this is Fey magic, do you know of any wizards that we can go and talk to? I do remember Delphine very kindly told me the name of a village. We could return there, and that may be a closer source to the Fey. You know any wizards that can get us across plains to the Fey? I mean, you're an elf. Is there trees we can talk to? That sort of thing.
Is
that stereotyping?
I never studied that.
Oh.
This is beyond me.
Well,
I don't know. Why are you talking as if the others are even a potential? I saw where they died, Marcus.
Where are their bodies then, Alicia?
The Cord's Edge could have taken them. Given them to the Shadowbinders as some sort of, hey, look at what we did, now we're in good favor. I don't know.
No, the gods were
Animals
playing...
could have taken them. We don't...
You...
Marcus,
Alicia.
I watched Delphine die. They're not here. You can hold on to what hope you do, but there's only one that I know has a shot at being alive, and that is Valender. You say there's Fae, magic's here. Great, good. I believe that, but that's beyond me. But I think we need to start putting to bed the idea that the others are alive too.
Alicia, I mentioned to you that I may not be perceptive, but I am a relatively good investigator. Can you count how many bags and ropes are down there? Is that tying just one person? How many bags are there, DM?
There are 4.
I mean...
And you think it's more likely that they didn't die, they got brought down here and then were, whisked away? And it couldn't just be, oh, I don't know, somebody else that wronged the Cord's Edge and this is just where they go to fucking kill them?
Our story
and then something intervened on that behalf?
See, I like to think of us as different sides of the same coin. I'm wildly optimistic about everything and want the story to be the story I want, and you're being this kind of,
The
slightly
pragmatic one
realistic.
that
Marcus?
is rooted in reality, yes.
Marcus,
Yes.
could you please make a perception check for me?
Oh dear God! Right, sure, absolutely. I'm bound to be great at that. After all these rolls tonight, it's gonna
Do
be.
I know of anybody that could potentially help us access the Fae?
That's natural. That's a 6 in total, DM.
Rin, make a history check for me, please.
Oh, that is not happening. That's a 3.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Don't know anyone. The Feywild is fucking scary. And Fey generally are scary because what you know of them is they can be tricksters. Not worth the risk. Marcus, with a 6, you glance around for any hopeful signs of other hopeful signs of your friends. What you see instead is 2 more Hessian bags strewn across elsewhere in the room.
Marcus is an investigator rather than perception. He turns to Alicia. Alicia, you are an incredible tracker. Hikari, Delphine, and Scarlet had a step, a cadence, a pace. And the last time I saw the wondrous Delphine, she was either in that wonderful dress or she'll be in plate mail. Could you look at
Yes, I see what you're saying. Yes, I'll look. DM, what does a 21 get me?
Guidance.
What are you trying to do?
Okay.
Sorry, just to understand.
I am looking at the bags.
Mhm.
Inside of them and checking for hair.
Okay.
And checking for other signs that the people that Marcus thinks were here were actually here. Also checking, because Delphine did not have shoes on.
You check.
So
there is no hair. In fact, it actually looks like these bags haven't been used. And instinctively kind of looking around at the rest of your surroundings, the dried blood, it's far too aged for 5 days of since something could have happened. You get the sense that what you're in is a regular kind of hideout, torture chamber, etc.
Marcus, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. Valender was here at the very least, that I know.
Okay.
But there's nothing else. There's nothing else. I don't have anybody that we could go talk to. I don't know. Growing up even in the time that I was in Anthril, like, you don't fuck with the Fae. You don't do it. This is well beyond me.
Well, good news, bad news. We need to get out of here. And good news is, however, Delphine I spent a delightful evening with Delphine, and she told me an awful lot about the Feywild. She describes some of the people in so much detail. I have a plan, but I'd really like to get out of this murder hole in the first place and somewhere slightly safer where Mother Sierra and the rest of the Cord's Edge may turn up and try to put me back into the ground again.
That we agree. Let's go.
Yes,
I don't want to be here any longer either.
Hey ho, let's go.
For the purposes of this, what is your plan moving forward, Marcus?
Marcus is going to do a couple of things, DM, with your blessing or a conversation a bit later on. Marcus has got access to a couple of seance spells to ask that, and I've also got access to sending as a spell, so I can send messages out to our our other friends and family out there to say, hey, are you out there in the first place? So I am going to try and get in contact with Valenda in the first case, because if he's alive, he may know where he is. I'd rather talk to Kari because he's far more sensible, but I'm going to use sending. But I want to get out somewhere out there and then see if that doesn't work,
Is this
sending.
Something that you would try multiple times or just once?
Oh, Marcus is one of those people that like leaving messages on people's voicemail. He'll send them text messages. If that doesn't work, he'll start DMing them. He's just going to start sending messages through.
I imagine that you do so like once or a couple of times a day, right?
Yes.
Which is fine. What's the other thing that you were going to try?
While
second.
he is
Sorry, go on. Go.
While he is doing all of this, I am going to sneak back to the Court's Edge, disguise myself as one of their low-level initiates, and try and sneak in there and find out what happened after the events of that night.
Okay.
Keep in mind, I am literally incapable of rolling below an 18 on my stealth. And I will always have pass without a trace, which means I am guaranteed at least a 28.
Yeah, cool. D, I'm gonna do this as just one roll. I need you to roll a D100 for me.
Can we do it in chat?
I don't know if I've got it loaded with a 100 yet.
I mean, it's a shame you've got some rather incredible mods. So
I know. I don't know if they can create commands for me though.
It's okay. I'll do it. I just like the chaos. I mean, sure. D100 in Debian. Just so you can see what the rolls are. 90.
With sending, when you try to contact someone outside of your current plane of existence, there's a chance that the spell doesn't arrive.
Sure.
In this instance, there's almost an interference that happens. And you try and reach out with sending, and every time you try, it's like it hits a wall. I'm still gonna have you roll, Rin, for stealth.
Yeah.
Noting,
Makes sense, 'cause I can get the one.
Yeah, but also,
Yep.
I want to know how well you do.
Sure. That is okay, so advantage 14 and a 13, so 14 plus 8 is 24, 34.
Yeah, plus bardic inspiration, by the by. So that's a D8.
Okay. 42.
Yep.
I could have said guidance, but that'd be childish.
For
You know what? Fuck it. Guidance. See if we can get 44.
I'm gonna
41.
give you
Or
what you
43.
discover in like an abridged version.
Sure.
Because when you go down there, the most immediate thing that you recognize is that it's a lot quieter down there. There's a lot less people. You know of the Cord's Edge that this isn't their only hideout. Based on chatter, this battle, despite the Ascended winning, it seems to have rattled the Cord's Edge, because the amount of damage that you did to some of their Ascended was quite high, and not a single person in the Cord's Edge has, and that's a lie. There's definitely people that have thought of challenging the Ascended before, but no one has been bold enough to do it based on reputation and also opportunity. And so it's almost like a bunch of people have moved on from this specific location. You hear that the 3 Ascended have split up, and they still work together. Like, the organization hasn't separated, but they have split up and are now in different locations to protect themselves. And also to try to understand more about the events that happened. You hear the events that happened mentioned a number of times. Until after some time of speaking to different underlings, like different kinds of people, you overhear from a group of people discussing that the bodies and the still alive Valenda were taken somewhere. But before they arrived, something came over. Well, sorry, before they could enact the plan that they wished to enact, something came over them. And like a confusion. And when this veil lifted between whatever it was that unfolded, the bodies and Valenda were gone. No one has heard from them since. And Kralis and Kaylin can't remember what happened down there.
Okay. I'm not gonna push the envelope there, so with that, I will head back to Marcus and relay everything. I don't even know if there's anything we can do.
Look.
They're beyond me, and I don't know anybody that... If if they got taken by the Fae, there is nothing we can do to get them back.
Yeah.
There is nothing we can do unless you know of a way to go to the Fae realm, which I don't. I highly doubt you do.
It's again, dear lady, it's not me directly, it's the people I know. And I know.
Why don't you call them?
Well, that's what I was just thinking of doing, but I just wanted to kind of forewarn you about some of my choices are very humanistic.
What did you do?
Well, the first one was really send a message to Briley and find out where she was. And if that's not going to work, I'll send a message to Rayella. And if that doesn't work, I've kind of got a list.
I don't know either of those people, so this means nothing to me.
Yes, that's it. You're just going to have to trust me. I feel like this has gone full circle.
So let's get it on, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
And
this is going to be the last attempt at something you get. And then there'll be a passage of time.
Sure. There's Marcus is going to send a message to Briley.
Okay.
Given that we're looking for further magical help, and although Rayla would be an excellent choice, baggage apparently has been a problem later on.
I should add, the moment that you were revived, that memory is back.
Yes, thank you. That's Marcus will compose himself for a moment, and he's written several drafts of the message he wants to send to Brody, and then he almost like discards them, and then shoots in the hip, which is a terrible idea, but it's much more fun doing it this way. He looks at Alicia, and there is a kind of a curious bit where there's almost a ghostly forms of winged creatures, not really birds, not really whatever else, but they seem like almost kind of like weird looking cherubs, which is slightly skeletal. Briley, being missing you. Where are you? We need to meet quickly. Let me know. Toodles, Marcus.
This one's different to the others. You feel like it's received. And that it's reached its destination. The response you get is, can't tell you where I am. You shouldn't be contacting me. But I'll work on it. Leave it with me.
Alicia, dear, I have terrible relations with people. I just seem to especially women, it just seems to go horribly wrong in so many different ways. And they let me down kindly. And I think Briley's kind of, I don't know.
But your girlfriend not girlfriend dump you before you could even date?
Well, she's an elf, so I didn't really ask her as such because there's an age difference. It's kind of, when I worked out that she was literally probably a couple of 100 years older, and she's seen me from birth to this point in time, it got a bit awkward.
I could imagine that being the case, yeah.
Yeah. Again, this directness that you do, I like, but if there's a moment where you can just take a breath and kind of, let it breathe for a second, so I have a moment of, okay, I'm going to stop that with you. I have some other people to do, but we're going to need a bit of time to do that. I have this ability to divine from the gods, but to your point, maybe I've pushed my luck a little bit. Can we go for a drink somewhere? Get a boat? Leave here? Mulla here, perhaps?
But you just want to go?
No. I want to go find someone with a lot more money so they can pay for a couple of mages I know and wizards so we can start asking questions.
Oh,
We
well,
need
you
to go and
should have
speak
led
to...
with that, then, yeah. I
Yeah.
know of a place. There's a pier where we were supposed to go before everything went tits up.
Yeah, yes. And again, even though I died, I'm still going to be some over verbose. So just gently remind me to get to the point. Otherwise, I'll forget and go off on a monologue again.
Honestly, I don't mind that you do. It's kind
Okay.
of nice.
Right. And Marcus would literally become Marcus FM in the background as he just kind of just talks
Good.
about all sorts of things in the background. And we'll go to where Alicia says.
So your plan is to get a boat to Maluhia?
Sure.
That's where the man wants to go. That's where we go.
Yeah. I'm going after... Sorry, DM. I'm going after to probably back to the family because they've got money and contacts. And that's the best thing. I don't want to go back to the Bells and say, oh, by the way, we've lost your daughter. That seems problematic.
Yeah.
It's like she was here a minute ago and Valinda's mum and dad are in town. So the idea was to get the heck out of Dodge. And Malahir seems to be, to Marcus, is a safe place.
You make your way to the pier. You have multiple discussions with people there. You remember that someone, Scarlet, you and Scarlet had discussed, Alicia, and also Marcus, you were there too, about contracting to take you to Maluhia. They advise you that they have one more trip to do beforehand, but can take you afterwards. It will take them 48 hours to get there and back. And so they do. In total, In total, 2 weeks will pass from the day that Marcus is brought back. You, in this time, will land in Maluhia. In a port, Marcus, that I can imagine you would know is close to your home, or closer to your home. On the 14th day, as you are departing from this boat, still no word, no sign, no nothing from Valinda or your friends. Making your way towards the family home, knowing that still, even from this dock, there's at least half a day's travel to get there. Something happens, and it is almost like you watch this ripple of energy erupt. No sound, but from almost sourceless, the entire air vibrates and shifts around you. And I'll need you both to make Constitution saving throws, please.
20. Dirty 20.
Nice.
18! Woo!
You both have to almost like center of gravity yourselves. And for a moment, it's kind of like you hear ringing in your ears as you restabilize, this energy kind of disappearing from around you, which expands as far as you could have seen. And there's like this brain fog.
And both of you feel like something has changed. But you're not quite sure what it is. Marcus, you've had this feeling before of something missing. It is the exact same feeling. Alicia, to you, it's not like you feel like something's missing, but you feel ill. Like something has changed and you can't figure out what. Marcus, can I get you to make an Arcana check for me?
Uh, 19 DM.
The air around you, it's almost thick with both divine and fey magic. Sourceless. It's like it's everywhere.
As a response to my ill feeling that I'm currently sitting in, do I feel any sort of like separation of like a tether, or like what exactly accompanies this sort of illness?
It's like feeling like you've left the oven on at home. Something that you have either not forgotten, but something that is just pulling at your brain. And in your mind, a voice comes through. And it's a voice you recognize as Yusefka.
Okay.
And she says, I don't know what you and your friends just did. But you and I will be having words soon.
I assure you have done nothing. I am no friend of yours, but if... Do you feel this too?
Yes.
A pull at your mind?
Ask around about me and the organization that we were once in together.
The group is obfuscated. Very few people would have heard of us anyway.
The group is no more.
What do you mean? Like you dissolved it?
I don't know.
Turning away from the nothing that was just my talking in a random direction where my mind envisioned her to be in this exchange. I'll kind of look around for the shadiest person that I can find and sidle up to them Excuse me, I have a slight inquiry, and I'll open my hood. Which, as I've made my way over, I have disguised into an emerald cloak. I'm looking for the representative of the town. Do you know where I can find them?
You're looking for the mayor? The
ones who would remake the world?
They don't operate here anymore.
What do you mean they don't operate here?
They
They've always had a
have
foothold here, haven't they?
not for some time now. In fact,
Can you point me to the nearest library, maybe?
Yeah. It's at the university.
I appreciate it. I'll palm a gold piece for your discretion. And I'll shoot a message over to Marcus. And in his mind, I'm going to look up, see what all this is about. I'll be back shortly.
Shoot a message back. Here's the thing. I may have encountered something similar that with a god, and I'm really worried that something changed. But a god's power. This short story. Briley offered my memories, forgot about her, felt the same sort of pull. But then I felt the same sort of pull. It coming back. Something has changed, possibly.
Is that what? I believe the library will tell us exactly what it is that has changed.
Oh, well, I'll come with you. I'm very good with libraries. Very good with books.
Excellent.
Let's go, book buddy.
All right. And the moment that we get in there, I am immediately looking for any historical recollection of operations of older organizations, the roots of the Shadowbinders, the existence of organizations of ill repute, and just chasing down anything regarding them.
Spending time doing this, it's easy enough to eventually come across a book that depicts multiple, unfavorable groups throughout Damada's history. You turn through the pages and you find the Shadowbinders. But what you read at the end of what is a couple of pages, all of history that you remember and that we're a part of, not the positive stuff though, just the negative stuff. The chapter ends with the Shadowbinders' downfall came when one of their members, or not members, I'm looking for the correct word, my brain is here we go. Someone that provided them intel was sacrificed in front of a number of people. It caused distrust amongst the group as this person was slaughtered. And the name of the person slaughtered as this sacrifice reads as Briley. And the chapter ends. It says the Shadowbinders dissipated following.
This name, you're Briley.
I don't think it's a very common name, so what?
There's so much missing from this. You said this has happened before.
Well, to me it did. So I'm. Are you saying something's changed? Is this not how you remember things?
That this is not the correct recount. But to be fair, it makes sense, some of it, because it's going to be... The organization wasn't exactly like on the open up. They were meant to be hidden, but there were many executions of people who were a part of the group not mentioned here. There's holes in the history of this organization. And this, whatever this is, this never happened.
To be clear, also, it very specifically says that Briley Eldervale was the sacrifice in a ritual attempt at the next steps of bringing the gods back.
Okay. Great thing we're Muller here. Let's go and speak to her parents. Alicia, this isn't my memory of Briley. You don't seem to know her. She seems to be... Let's find out what's happened. Something there. And her parents may know. They live close to my family home.
If you have an idea, then sure.
Start somewhere. But
find something.
I gave the map to Hikari because when was this dated? Was it dated centuries ago, decades ago?
When was it dated?
This entry was dated a month ago.
Bugger.
You said you just talked to her.
That's, again, very much so.
I don't even know where to begin. I guess lead on.
Follow me. Never gone horribly wrong beforehand.
And that's actually where we're going to end the session this evening.
There we go.
As you make your way to discover what in the heckery is going on. Hey, thanks guys for hanging out this evening for an impromptu fucking episode. We're going to do the same thing that we do for every episode, and I'm going to get you guys to reintroduce yourselves and tell us your favorite moments. Kicking us off, Rin_Vixen, go for it.
Hi, I'm Rin_Vixen. You can find me anywhere on the internet under my username. I stream every day. That is my thing. Fuck. Can I just say the whole thing? Is that acceptable?
Yeah, that's fine.
No, it was great. I love this. This was very fun. I always like these types of sessions because they allow for a lot more personal exchanges. And there is now a very firm foundation of intimate understanding between Marcus and Alicia.
Yeah,
which I think is really cool. So all of it.
But
mostly the small exchange where both Dee and I got emotional because I thought that was cool.
That was great. I didn't speak for 40 minutes. It was awesome. It was so cool. I was just like, yep, I'm going to sit here. This is good. This is good shit. Good soup. Dee, your turn, buddy.
Again, genuinely an honor to be here and be part of this. I think by far the easiest bit of the interplay was when Rin pulled a couple of things, and then we saw you step through processes of readjusting your evil master plan through it. It was a thing of beauty where Alicia kind of said, I want to go down this path. And then I'm hoping you didn't have to do too much adjustments, but being able to bring those different storylines in and that conversation in Emily was truly wild, given the confusing world and options that you had to play with in your own head to not destroy your own campaign. So it was really fun to watch that. And again, having that conversation as Marcus and Alicia has just been so much fun to actually just kind of explore, because we are as far as part as humanly possible in this game. So it was really nice to kind of have that moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
And be brought back to life by Alicia as well, to be honest. I mean, hey, look, huge bonus. Thanks very much.
She didn't do anything, to be so fair. She made a plea. The rest was not in her court.
Yeah.
She made a gamble.
It was cool,
she tried
though.
to pit two gods against one another. That's about it. But
part of me is like, it would have been so fucking interesting to see what you would have done if you did the Loth thing. But I knew you wouldn't choose it. I just needed to give you that as an option.
It was tempting. There was a moment
Who are
where
you,
you
though?
said things. Who am I? I'm just a small part of this wonderful production that is on Hexes and Vexes every week, and apparently there's a schedule that you put up because you're on lots of things and I'm not, which is good.
Yeah.
More you, less me.
I am gonna be whoa, what just happened? I'm gonna be unwell after this week. Hey, my name's Emily. I'm the Chief Executive Thirstmaster, DM and producer here. There's a bunch of stuff happening this week. Tomorrow I will be on Let's Roll for Dragons, playing episode 2 of Candela Obscura. I'm really excited. It's such a cool system. I'm really enjoying it. And then we'll be back here on Friday for Echoes of Divinity, the next episode. Everyone back together. And potentially an additional person, which is really fucking exciting. And then on Saturday, there's 2 things happening. During the day, you can watch Pangs and Fangs over on Jenna Dagger's channel, where I'm playing Kaya, the little assassin, the little rogue girly pop, just trying to make it through Barovia. And then Saturday evening is Radiant Shadows over on Meeples and Dragons. And then on Sunday night, Tales of the Feywild with Enchanted Realms. So a bunch of shit going on. But hey.
What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was genuinely, like, the no word of a lie. It was that period of time that I didn't actually have to speak and I just got to watch you interact as characters. Was so cool. Those are some of my favorite moments because I get to watch you embody your characters wholeheartedly without me interrupting. And just letting you kind of flesh that out is really cool. I enjoyed that a ton. Which I know is a cop-out answer, but I'm taking it.
No, it's not. It's whatever. Your opinion.
I am going to take care of myself and we're going to raid out to Promethean, who's just gone live. So we're going to do that now. Hey, love the shit out of you all. Take care of yourselves like I'm about to take care of myself. Don't cry. Do cool shit. Throw rocks. Okay. Bye.
Yep.
Everyone
all
look
those
cute
things. Bye. Oh my god.